Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Under the Hill. We're just cultivating this field right here, and then when we're done we're going to do a little bit of planting as well. We've got a whole load of other jobs that we also need to do, so we're not going to rush into this one. We've got, well, there's loads of stuff we need to do with the animals, but most importantly we've got the big tractor out the other end, which we're going to be using in a minute. And we're just going to watch this one working with the whole ground response thing and the beautifully crafted terrain here. I really do like how this is working. It does seem incredibly realistic to me at the moment. Except for that strip of grass running across the middle there. Quite sure why that's there. Anyway, that bit aside, just looking for my little list. Here we go. What map would you like me to go on to next? We have 5 maps for you to choose from. We're going to be spending 4 weeks on this map, and then we will spend 4 weeks on the next map, and 4 weeks on the one after that, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. So the choices for the next map are Stappenback 17, Pacific Northwest, Valley of the Old Farm, Horsch Aggrovation, or Old Slovenian Farm. And there are links in the description down below to each of the maps, so you can go and take a look at them if you want. It is your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now then, the moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to go up through here. We're going to be using the twin-wheeled Steyr in orange with the Kuhn butterfly mowers. We got the whole shebang on here, and we're going to mow a nice big patch of grass. So let's get started on this little job right here. I've been quite looking forward to getting this one running, and I'm wondering if I should go and buy that field so that we don't get that horrible message coming up. I think it'll be alright. Look at this thing. Look at this monster. Yeah, see, it started straight away.
You don't own this field. Oi! You don't own this field.
Well, we'll soon take care of that. Let's go over here. And hello, sir! Gary Turner, I'd like to buy this field. I don't think that you should own it anymore. I'm going to give you 35,000 euros. And it will no longer be your headache. It will now be mine. Right, no more are we going to get the message that you don't own this field. We are just going to start hoofing it up across this field here. Look at that, our tractor is working, everything is underway, and it was pointed out to me the other day that the added advantage of this map is that it's already all ploughed up, so we can go along, we can fertilise the fields. The only downside to that is, you know, the field that we're working on at the moment, you do need to go round the edge yourself and manually outline a field, so that it doesn't do what it did do to us. We're getting that we don't own that field. That's why it went over the edge of the grass and carried on a little bit further, because we didn't own. It's all part of the field. It's all part. You know, the whole thing is one big field. That is the only downside to it. So most of the map, and let's just stop a second and take a look on here. And we can zoom in here and we can take a little bit of a closer look there. And I go to fruit types, I go to growth, like that. But if I go to soil composition, this highlights it a little bit better. It's all just one great big field, isn't it? See? Just one huge great big field here. It's removed the ploughed bit here under the grass because of how grass works. But yeah, because it's all one big field, we would have to be careful doing any ploughing or anything like that in the future. But it's easy enough. All you've got to do is just plough a couple lines around the outside of the field yourself, or even just top and bottom of the field. And then after that, you can leave it. Right, if I do Control V again, there we go. And that will lift both of them up, like that. So then we can back out round here. And I'm going to do once more around the field myself, and then as the field is actually set up for, hired help can actually do this job, we'll make use of it. We'll use the hired help, and they can do a little bit of the work for us, which I think would be an excellent idea. And that way we get to look at some slightly better angles of this Steyr in action, because quite frankly I think this machine looks fan-schmabulous, and I'm wanting to get a really good look at this one hard at work. And the orange is growing on me, I will admit. The orange is actually starting to grow on me a little bit. And not hugely. I think I'd still prefer red on this, actually. But, yeah, it doesn't... I don't think it's completely out of place on this tractor. It does look fairly good. Bring that one up there. Like that. And then... I'm not sure if this map has multi-angle terrain or not. I think it does. We'll soon find out. We'll find out in just one moment here. I'll bring that one. Actually, I'm going to spin round and we're going to go back down to the bottom of the field. Can I do this without hitting that car? No, I can't. I cannot. And even though you have the mowers up in the air sometimes, they don't lift quite high enough to avoid all of the grass every time. So you do sort of have to take that into account. Let's bring that back up to there. And I'm going to set it going down that way. Let's see. We got multi-angle on this. I really have no idea. Oh, no, I don't want that. Definitely don't want that. That's going to cause us some major headaches if we try and use the vehicle extension in here. So let's just do it like that. Right, it doesn't look like we've got any kind of multi-angle on here. It's just going to go in straight lines. So we'll let that one come up there. And then I'm going to have to... yeah, manually go through that one. So I can do that. I can just start that one up and lower it down, and then go to the back one, start up, lower down, and go around it like this. Like so. And then it's roughly in the right place, I think. And then press H, and he should be away again. And hopefully he will be able to do the rest. Now we get a better look at this tractor with the twin wheels and everything else working on it. It is absolutely fan-schmastic. I love this. I really do. We should use twin-wheel tractors more often. I don't know why you lot don't tell me to use twin-wheel tractors more often. You probably do, actually. I think you do. It's just that I don't, because it's difficult to get them out to the fields. But once you get it into the field and you get the thing working, and look at it. It really does look impressive to have all those wheels on the tractor. I mean, triple wheels look even more impressive, but this does look good. There is no denying that that looks good. I love it. I really do. Once we've done the mowing in here, we're going to rake it up. We're not going to... we could just, like, run around with it exactly as it is, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to get a rake and we'll rake it up. So we could use the small coon rake that we used last time, which was the modded one. And I was also told that one, there is an additional option on that one that I can extend the bars out a little bit and get a slightly wider pickup on it. Or we could just go for a bigger one altogether. You know, we are a contractor here and we're working, you know, this is the kind of what we're playing out this episode is we're a contractor and we've been asked to come in and do a bit of work on this small farm. Now, if a contractor is set up for doing big farms, big jobs, big work, he's not necessarily going to have the small gear for doing the odd small farm job here and there. So he's going to bring his big gear in. And it's not unusual for him to bring a load of big gear into a small farm and figure out a way to get round that farm while he's doing it. So this is what we're doing. We're bringing in the big gear. So in order to fit in with that little theme, we'll return these mowers and then we'll get a big rake in. And the big rake that we're going to use, I'm thinking we'll use the base game one, you know, the one with the 4 rotors on it. We won't use... I don't think I've even got the Kuhn 6-rotor one active on this map. That one would be too big. I think that one would be a little bit overkill. But the 4-rotor one we could use in this field. It would still be rather big for this field, but I don't think it would be completely out of place. I think that, you know, a contractor who's set up for a big farm would be able to bring that in here and use it. It might be a bit of a squeeze to get in here, but I still think he'd be able to do it. So just let that one come up through there. Get that last little bit, and then we can see about going and getting our new rake. We've got the tractor has finished doing the cultivating down the other end. We'll wait until we've got the grass before we start fitting up the sorting out the cows. I'm just really loving and admiring this tractor at work, to be honest. It's it does look very cool. I wonder what it looks like in cab. Let's have a look. So you can see the wheels and that. It's not as impressive looking in. I mean, it's nice to see the wheels out the side and everything. I'm just not a fan of in-cab driving. What's it like? Yeah, Okay, see, I'm sort of looking around at different angles, and generally the whole thing looks pretty cool. I always think that the Steyr tractors, they tend to look, I don't know, a little bit angry. They do look a little bit angry. Just the angle of the headlights on the front gives them slightly angry faces. And yeah, I don't know. It's not quite angry, is it? Determined, I suppose. Determined is really the word you're looking at there. Is what do you think? You look at that sort of front view there, looking at the actual tractor. You put a face on that tractor there with those lights right there. You got Steyr right in the middle for his nose. What are you doing? Why are you stopping? And he's folding up as well. That's a little bit unusual and weird. I'm not quite sure what he's up to. They do strange things sometimes, these old hired help peoples. I want to switch over to that one, and then that's on his way as well. So we can go up here. I'm guessing it's just because it's close to the road there. So it doesn't really like it. We got this little bit up here to do, and we just have to whip back round and do down the other end of the field again. There's also a patch here, so you do Control V. If you've already got them on the ground, it won't do anything the first time you do it. But then you do Control V again, and then it will pick them all up. And it does them one at a time. So it'll pick that first one up, then it will pick the second one up. I'm just going to do V there and drop that first one. And then we'll go whizzing up through here. I'll do the same again. I'll only drop the front one. I won't worry about the back ones. Lower that one down like that. Mow that bit, and then we can come down here and we can get the final piece. So here I will press Control V down there, and it's because it doesn't lift the mowers up off the ground very much that it's sort of slowing down, because it keeps having the back mowers touch the ground, and it's sort of registering that, which is, and you know, it's like and then it's like it's cutting the grass again, which is slowing it down a little bit. Let's bring that one to... We'll go to there. I don't want to go out too far. I'm just wondering if we should do another field. I don't think we will. We won't do that bit up there. We'll just do this bit here. This is going to be it. This last little piece here, and then we can drive back down to the dealership. We can drop these off, and we can get our rake. So come in through there like that. Perfect. Just the right width. Okay. There we go. We are done. Okay, we'll pick that one up. Start folding that one, and start folding that one as well. We'll go up this way so that we can go back onto the road. Then we've got to squeeze in down by the dealership, and we've got to get our next rake. And that's going to be the tricky bit, I think, is getting that rake out of there. Although getting this down here without walloping the top of the building is also not going to be the easiest thing to do. And we work alongside this dealership here. We get the mowers, we bring them in here, and then they'll load them up on the lorry and send them back to where because we're several miles away, and we don't really want to be running backwards and forwards with the tractor, which is why we're doing it like this. That's my backstory, and I'm sticking to it. Let's go back to the garage, and we can go into here, and we got that coon one there. That can be returned. I forgot that I was leasing that Pottinger there. And we can go to that one and return that one as well. And we can go back... This time, let's go... Well, we won't go into brands, we'll go into category. Let's go this way. Windrowers. Okay, so yeah, we've got... Oh! No, of course, we've got the Merge Max. That's the bad boy right there, I'm thinking. You know what? We could... That one's a really big one, but it's long, whereas this one's more compact. And probably in an area like this, even if you're working on big farms, having something that's more compact on the roads would definitely make life a lot easier. So let's go with that one. Release this one. It is $8,000 to lease. It's not cheap, but you know, that's just how much these things cost sometimes. So I'm going to... I think we're just going to have to nudge it round this way in order to be able to hitch it on like that. It's a good job that this hedge down here doesn't have collisions, is all I can say. It is an excellent job that it doesn't have collisions. So bring that one back round there. And then we got to try and get... It should be a lot easier to get this one out of here because of the rear wheel steering. That is really going to make a significant difference to it. Now bring that one up round there like that. And then up the slope. Is it going to get past? Is it going to be able to get past without damaging the building? Yes. I don't think I don't think you need a front weight. The weight of this actual merger is not tremendous, so I don't think a front weight is anything that is needed in order to be able to make this work properly. We're not going to be able to pass that car before that truck gets up, so we're not even going to try, or we're going to end up causing a major pile-up. Let's come over to here. There we go. Right, now we can start unfolding this. And this thing is a machine that I particularly like. I really do. I think this is an absolutely fabulous machine to use. It really is. It's absolutely awesome. And we can choose to either turn this into really big rows, or we could just like nudge it back just a fraction and you can have just the ones in the middle. So what you've got here is fold merger work mode left. So you just press Y. You know, you select seed and that. Like that. There we've... Hang on. No, that's cab. Work mode left. Right. And then you've got work mode middle there. And what that does is it picks the stuff up and it leaves one windrow in the middle. So you'll end up with more rows if you do it this way round. But I think that could actually work. So if we lower that one down, you've got left there. And I can start that one up a minute. And you can see right there. And it will also change it while you're running along. Now I think I've already looked at this one a little bit previously. So then I do that, it goes the other way. Now I've got a button set up on my steering wheel that I can press to use instead of Y, so like for changing seat, but for some reason it's not working on this one. I don't know why. It does, very occasionally it'll be some vehicles that it won't work on, so for whatever reason it's not working on this. And then you go to that one and then you've got like a middle row there. I'm just wondering if a middle row would be better on this field. I think we'll go for it. Well, we'll at least do a middle row on the first round. So let's lower that one down. And we'll try a middle row first. The downside is we've got those bits stuck out the side. And I think they will actually hit the telegraph poles, which is not great. We'll see. Let's just get round and do one row first. Way round. Big twin wheels to avoid compaction on any of the fields. You know, we've got all this really heavy machinery that we're using. And yes, we've left a little bit behind because of the uneven ground. This is a very big merger, so we'll probably have to just go through and just pick up a little bit on the outside rounds using our silage trailer. But generally it should be alright. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of problems. Bring this one up through here. I think for the land work... Actually, you know, I'm not sure if we should try and use the hired help to do some of the land work. I'm not sure how it's going to, like, well, whether or not, I'm not even sure if it's going to work very well trying to do the land work with it or not. It may decide that it doesn't like it. We're going to need to do another round because... Ooh, okay, I'm turning too sharp there. Yeah, we're going to need to do another round around the outside because otherwise we're not going to have room to turn properly on the headlands. And then when we come to do it with the... When we come to picking stuff up with the forage wagon that I'm planning to use, and it's going to be a big forage wagon, don't worry. Yeah, when we come to pick that up, we're not going to be able to turn properly, and we're going to end up driving onto the arable fields on each end, and that would be a really bad idea. We don't want to be doing that. It's going to just make our whole outfit look amateur and just generally not very good. So we don't want that. We don't want to be looking bad. We're going to make sure that our outfit looks good so that the other neighbours who are watching us work are going to think, hang on a minute, if we want work done, Frithgar and Sons, they're the ones that come and do it. They are definitely the company to come and get, you know, doing any contract work. That's what we can do. We can do any contract job. Doesn't matter what contract job you've got for us. Frithgar and Sons can help you out. So bring this one down here, and you know, let's change it over. So we've got this is now going to the left. I actually think that going to the left would be just right because I can bring this one over here. The lower parts of the field will do different, but I'm going to put that one going there, and I'm going to lower it down, and that's going to chuck it all out that way. The only issue we're going to have is getting around that telegraph pole because of the bit that sticks out on this side. Except that it's fine. It's absolutely fine. There's been no issues. Okay, so bring that one up to there, and then lift it up, and if you just turn straight round on yourself, you leave it going out the left side, and it works just fine. I mean, I'm going to have to shunt a little bit, it's true. But I'm curious, if I do this, and I'll bring this one up here, like that, lower it down, start up across the field, like this, so it's just putting that in there. If I press the hired help, how is the hired help going to cope with it? Let's do it. Hired help, there we go. Is it going to leave it going out in the same direction or not? It's gone a little bit too close on that. It is driving out onto the field out here. We did kind of expect that to happen, but that's something that we can live with. I'm hoping that he's not going to try and change direction. That's the biggest concern I've got, really, is that he's going to try and change direction on it, and it's going to cause problems. We're going to have those big lumps there, which is not ideal. There we go. Just pushing it out this way. I like this thing. You can get a absolute... What is the spec on this one? Just have a quick look. 9.1 meters. So we're actually doing an 18-meter row on this, because we're putting it the same way. You can have a 9-meter row, which we've done around the outside, but then you can also have an 18-meter row, which is what we're doing now, if you just put it out in a single direction. It goes flying out through into one direction, and there we go. Look at that, 18 meters of grass all into one single row. Probably if we had a thicker crop, we'd struggle to do this, but I think with the crop that we've got at the moment, it's not too shabby. Look at that. That is fantastic. Right, so we're about to do one more pass, and I think to come back again, we'll probably have to manually guide it through, and we'll have to manually do the stuff at the bottom end as well. Just make sure that it works properly. We don't want any mistakes, anything going wrong. And then once we've done this, we're then going to be going and getting a forage wagon. And there's one forage wagon in... don't you even think about it. Seriously, you're just going to do that one little bit there? What is wrong with you? Idiot. Absolute moron. Right, okay. I've fired my driver and I've employed somebody else. And they seem to be doing all right. We may have to have a stern word with them from time to time if they try to do something equally stupid. But I'm confident that they should be alright. I'm confident that they will learn from their predecessors' mistakes and nothing bad is going to happen. So bring that one in round there. There we go. Well, the hired help is bringing that one in round there. And stop right there. That's it. Go on. Up you go. And get our 18 meters of grass all into one. I think that we'll be able to do one single pass to finish this off. And... that's all we're going to need. So bring that up to there. And then I'm going to stop it. Right, so I'm going to do the rest myself. Now, how do I do this? How shall I do this? I'm going to put it into the middle again, I think. So let's go on to the right, and then we put that one up there. And then I can start this one. I got one little bit that's left there. I'm just going to leave that bit. I'm not going to worry about it. We'll be able to sort that out when we've got the forage wagon on. And it'll be the same down this end as well. There's going to be one little bit that's not quite picked up, but that's fine. So bring that through there. And then we want to head down here. And I'm going to leave this one going through the middle as well, because I don't think we need to worry about having too much extra. Lower that down. And now we find out if that's going to hit the telegraph pole. I think it's just gone out far enough that we didn't need to worry about it. I don't think it's hitting the telegraph pole at all. I am going to test it, just so that you know, for future reference, whether or not that piece that sticks out the side... Nope, it doesn't. That's got no collision on it. That's actually really useful, because that sticks out further than what you can operate with on the machine. And I would guess in real life, if you had it set so that it was going on to one side, so say we had it going out that side... this one here, you'd push that one in, so you would then be able to get in tighter to the hedge. And then it wouldn't be an issue. So let's bring that up there, and we can start folding that up while we're going. And we need to go and get our forage wagon next. I reckon we're going to get all of this grass into one load. That's all it's going to be. It's just one single load with quite possibly what I would consider to be my favourite forage wagon in the game. But it's... even though it's my favourite forage wagon in the game, it's not one that I've actually used very much at all. I've hardly used it in any series anywhere, and is one that I'd like to use a little bit more. I normally start off a series with something like that Euroboss there, and then we'll upgrade to this one, which fits a lot of farms. But then usually the way that you want to go is you want to get that one there because of the 50,000 litre capacity. This one's only got 42,000 litre capacity. And, you know, the price difference between the two, the 8,000 litres when you're getting to that kind of scale, does make a significant difference. The one that I want to use, however, is this one. There's something about the way that this one's like the shape of it and everything that just appeals to me personally. I really like it. So we're going to use that one this time. This is going to be our beast of choice. And I've also got something else that I went and got in here as well. Because for something of this kind of weight, we are going to want a front weight. It's just going to help us with the steering and everything else. So I'm going to bring that one back over there. And I got a front weight that is coloured to match the tractor. And I do like to get our front weights colour coordinated. I do occasionally get people saying that I shouldn't be colour coordinating my weights because it looks terrible. But at the same time, I've only ever worked on one farm that's done that, but they used to paint their front weights to match the tractors. So the blue front weights went on the New Holland tractors, the green front weights went on the John Deeres. And, you know, usually they came in black, but they would paint all of them to match whichever tractor they were meant for. And, yeah, you didn't put the wrong colour on the wrong tractor. They actually get quite upset about that. So, yeah, I have worked on a place where they did do colour coordination of front weights with tractors. It is a thing. It is done in some places. And here is our Lely Tygo going absolutely wonderful. And the chop that they have on these things these days is actually quite important. I want to get out and have a look at this a minute. You look in that. See that rotating, that spinning thing in there? That is very close to full precision chop. The same kind of, you can get, it's not far off of putting it through a forager, like a self-propelled forage harvester. You get a really good chop on that. It's not quite as good as far as I know, but it's pretty close, which is one of the reasons that these trailers have started to become more popular. As other people have pointed out, other reasons are it's just easier to get round, they're easier to handle, you've got one less person that you've got to employ on each job, and cost-wise, the trailers versus the other trailers, cost-wise there's not a lot in it, but when you take into account the fact that the extra person that you're employing is driving a huge, great big self-propelled forage harvester, the cost of running a fleet of these instead would actually work out a little bit cheaper, and that is one of the reasons why they are used. Now, unfortunately, we can't use hired help to pick this up, so we're going to have to do this all ourselves, but actually the speed that this is filling up, I think we're going to get more than one trailer load, and I'm thinking that we may not even have enough room to put it all in, and maybe we should have done this before we closed up the clamp of silage, because we could have had quite a bit here from the silage as well, which would have worked out very nicely. Never mind, that's alright. We'll take this, put that up through there we go. And then we've got the big rows to go on to next. But we can just bring this one in round here. Look at that beast there, hard at work. That is absolutely fantastic. I've got a whole choice of different things to use for my screenshot today. I have no idea. You probably already know what I'm going to use for my screenshot because we're doing that whole time jump hop thing. But anyway, yeah. I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea what I'm going to use. It's going to be... Don't think we use the merger. It'll probably be, for my choice of screenshot, would probably be this one here or the mowers. It'll be one or the other. There's a lot of footage to choose from for the mowers. There's not so much footage to choose from for this one, but there is some. I can get some of it. And we've got a little bit of grass left over here. If I can pick that one up a minute, like that. So I've never seen a machine this big actually working, like any kind of self-propelled, any kind of forage wagon. I've never seen one this size being used anywhere. I've only ever seen much smaller ones being used, and even the smaller ones these days look pretty impressive. They do look like fairly beastie types of machines, they're fairly monstrous types of machines, and they do look like they require quite a bit of horsepower, and they're capable of like packing the grass in at a fairly high rate of speed, which is, it's very impressive. It is impressive to see them working. I've just never actually seen one this kind of size, and I would like to one day. I'm hoping to at some point. I've seen videos of the big ones being used, So they always look quite impressive. Tractor Spotting has a channel called Tractor Spotting. I've had him. I think he's still on my recommended channels list. If he's not, then he should be, and I'll probably try to rectify that. He didn't post anything for ages and ages and ages, and everybody just assumed that he wasn't doing it anymore. Turns out what he was doing was he was spending a year traveling around getting loads of footage. He's got some footage of, well, I assume he lives in Holland, and he has lots of footage from there. But he's also now got footage of other places in the world. I think he went over to the States for a while, and he's got some footage of machines working there, and footage of machines working in other places. And he's like posting very, very regularly. So it looks like he's got he's been spending a year building up loads and loads of content. And now that he's got all the content, he's going to start posting it really regularly. So if you like watching big machinery in action, go and take a look at Tractor Spotting. It's like one of the original big equipment channels, and he's really, really good. The types of footage that he does is absolutely awesome. He very often will have his drone flying as well. He's obviously working very closely with the farmers that he's filming because of the types of footage that he's able to get. He's getting a lot of in-cab footage as well as a load of other bits and pieces as well. So yeah, it's really, if you like anything like that, it's definitely worth checking him out. So there should be in my recommended channels list, there should be a link to his channel. You can go and take a look. I'm just going to come back down here a minute and get that one little bit that we've left behind. We've got these two rows. We definitely don't have enough room to pick those two up. So we'll take that bit there, and then we've got this end of the field, and we'll grab that little tiny bit that's left there, and we've got two rows to do on the final run, and that's actually two 18-meter rows, so there should be quite a bit of grass to go into those. There we go, we'll stop that and get the lights going. Wonder if I can beat that car. Go on, up, 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 go, 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 faster, faster, faster. Technically I'm beating him. He did have to slam his brakes on, but yeah, I did manage to get past him. So we get back down to the yard, and we're going to put what we can in for the cows for grass, and then we're going to put the rest in to the hayloft, see if we can get that processing up in there. Of course, the big question is, do I have room for 41 tons of grass back here at the farm? Not sure what the answer to that is. I'm also not sure how we're going to do this, because I don't think I can back it in that way in order to be able to tip. So we're going to have to do all of it from the other end, aren't we? I think first of all, we need to move that pickup out of the way. That's the first thing that we're going to have to do. Let's just get this one moved so it's not here at... Ooh, steady. I don't want to go near those bales. It's back over this way. This one's very sort of fast on the initial acceleration. Makes it seem a little bit twitchy. We've got our tractor over there. That one's ready for planting. We'll be doing planting next week. We're not going to worry about planting this week. I'm not quite sure what we're planting there either. We'll think of something. Thinking that maybe we should try and back it up here so that we can tip the grass straight in. If we can. I don't know if we can get round the corner though, because I mean, you look at this. This is definitely not going to be easy. This farm is not laid out for a big tractor. What makes it worse is that this big tractor right here has got twin wheels on, and it's probably not something that you would be driving up and down the roads with. The twin wheels, these we'd take off in the field. But I don't believe there is any kind of option to change the wheels over when you're in the field. You just don't have that option at all. I can't bring it in through here. I cannot tip it out into... No, I can't tip it out into there. It's... Nope. There is no option there to even tip. I'm not even getting close enough to be able to tip it into the cows. I'm just hoping I can get it to the other end and we can tip it into the hayloft thing. If we can get it into the infeed in the hayloft, we can at least like put a load into the hayloft. The next load, what I'll do is I'll tip that out onto the ground outside, and then we'll just use the bucket and the loader in the front. Yeah. Front loader and bucket, and we'll be able to use that one to shunt the stuff in. We can like pick up a few scoopfuls and put in for the cows at the same time as tidying up the different areas. So we can bring this one in here. He does fit in through here. And we can bring it down that way down there. Like that. Okay, so far so good. And then we can back it up here and please, please tip into the hayloft. I really want this to tip into the hayloft. And of course, we also need there to be enough room in the hayloft to tip it all out, because otherwise we're going to struggle with that as well. Go on. And we've actually got some manure in there as well. So there's another job that I'd like to do. There we go. We can tip. We can tip in there. And it's putting a heap on the floor in front of the hayloft. And that's the bit that I don't understand, is why is it doing that? Press the wrong button there. Yeah, why is it doing that? Oh, I need to press that button there. This is the bit that confuses me, is why I have a huge great big heap here when I need it to go up, and 26 tons already, 65%, but yeah, it's this bit. This bit is very confusing to me. Why do we have that bit? What is that? What is the meaning of it? Is it just like part of the animation? You're tipping this stuff in there, so it's going to be difficult to get everything to go in there straight away. Let's tip that up. Oh, no, I've gone back too far. Need to go to there. Start tipping it out again. But look, it's just raising it up. That's as much as I can put in there as well. That's it. That's it. We're at 100%. I can fit no more in, and I got all of this hay here. Ah, this is terrible. Okay, well, we've got a little bit left in there, so let's go and take this over round, and can we swing? Yes, we can. We can just swing straight back through, so that's not really much of an issue. We're all right on that bit, and we'll come down here, and then we'll go back up the road, so we can fit round here. We can do just fine on that, and we go back up to our grass field, and we get the last little bit of the grass up there before we go. One little spot of grass right there that we nearly missed. Don't worry, we've got it all now. And then we can come in round here, and just these last two runs to pick up. This is all we've got left. Starts moving up at the front. The only thing that I don't like about these is that it doesn't fill entirely realistically, I don't think. Actually, I'm not sure. It's been so long since I've seen these things filling up. I think it, like, you fill them up a bit more at the front, and then the whole thing like shunts backwards, so the chain isn't running continuously while you're picking it up. At least I think that's how they work. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to go and have a look at tractor spotting and see if he's got any of these things actually running, because then I'd be able to see a lot better how it's actually supposed to work. He's generally the guy to demonstrate how these things work. So we've got, wow, okay, we've got a huge quantity of grass going in here. Here we go. A little bit more, and we're done. We've got another 15 tons of grass in here, plus we've got that massive, great big heap back at the yard. I'm kind of curious what we're going to do with all this grass, because I don't think we need all of this much for the cows. We're going to have this huge, massive quantity. We'll leave it in here for a minute, and maybe we'll have to just, like, fast forward time a little bit before we decide. I don't really know, because remember, this guy's a contractor. We've got to get rid of this tractor and forage wagon fairly quick, because otherwise it's going to cost us a fortune, isn't it? Anyway, we've run out of time for today's episode, so our map that we're going to go on to in a couple weeks' time, which one do you want it to be? Oop, I'm trying to look at post-it notes and drive up the road. Do you want Stappenback 17? Do you want Pacific Northwest? Do you want Valley the Old Farm? Do you want Horsch Aggrovation? Or do you want Old Slovenian Farm? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And also don't forget, there are links to all 5 maps in the description down below, so you can go and take a look at each one for yourself if you have not seen them previously, and hopefully that will help you to make up your mind. This time I am not trying to influence a vote, I just want to see what all of you want from this one. There are 5 maps that all look absolutely fantastic, and we'll see what you pick out. We leave this running for a while, we should get quite a bit, but it's this massive great big pile of hay in front of it that's... I'm not really sure why we've got this big pile of hay here. It's a bit of a nuisance, but I mean, it is hay, so we can always like use it elsewhere. I could always just bring a baler over. We could like make a round bale of hay or something. I'm not quite sure what we can do with that. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.